All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now a play fake here on first down. And his first look is incomplete. D.D. Westbrook, his intended receiver. And it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll run for it here. This is Crouch, the fullback. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. 20! And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception throw.
And that last one better. And they didn't wait long to take a shot there, that's for sure. But it falls incomplete. And it's 2nd down. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now a carry here for Orleans Darkwa. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Throwing. Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Deion Jones in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, South! 280! Hey, 25!
Now Ryan back into his end zone. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Get up!
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus. You know? The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
They're just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first. Now they'll run it on the toss. And now running right through it. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. A first down throw for Winston. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On the run, Darkwa. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Now Winston. This is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
He'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Now Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
3rd and goal, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this one is right through. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Freeman again, a 1st down carry. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Ryan escaping the pressure right. He targets Jordan Matthews, and it's caught. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Give him 30 yards there.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Winston now. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Deion Jones in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Jones to throw. And Winston lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if they're helping in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
And he's taken down inside the 30. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. To play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And that'll be incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Forced out to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
12.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. He may try and run for this. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. Bryant's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Jameis now on first down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Rashad Breeland there defensively and able to knock that one down to the ground.
It's been my observation. There's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Well, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The Bucs on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Jameis again. Open man has got one. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On 1st and 10, Winston. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. Now maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. So in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get
the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. All even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides try to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Second down, Winston. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. This is fielded at the 7. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell your guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back to the offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
12.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep. It got his man, complete. He's at the 40, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, 95 yards. And the Falcons are in for 6. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. To throw, Winston. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Deion Jones. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Brian Anger now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Freeman again. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. Now Ryan. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Let's go now.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Third and short yardage, Winston. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Jameis now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. They'll run with Darkwan. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Winston. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal. Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's when the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be third and goal now. Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Deion Jones in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So it's a third field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
So they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Left side, caught by Matthews. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. From the gun, it's Ryan. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Ryan now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there at 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Ryan on first down. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
12.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Freeman with a fast feet. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Flushed out right. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Winston. And this one caught by Cameron Brate. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. The Buccaneer first, Winston to Brate.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Here's Winston. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Sonic! 550, 550!
On third down, Winston. And Boyd has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards on the pickup there and also a first down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
We got 3. 550, 550!
Now Darkwa. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's third down. Back to throw. He's got Evans. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Here's Darkwa. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. He'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And it's third and short. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive. The bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked him a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Desperation time. Winston on fourth down. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. They'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere. Yeah,
and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what he takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow. How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, Now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it.
Hey, South!
He's back to throw. That's back by Ridley. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Throwing now is Ryan. And Matthews has it right side. And now the timeout call. So 5 seconds left, and a field goal would send us to overtime. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And his kick is indeed good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. That one goes for 24 yards. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And, partner, I can tell you from personal experience, nothing drives a defense crazier than having things covered and the quarterback takes off and picks up a first down.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. A costly mistake here at OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Jameis now on first down. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Keeping the aggression going on defense in overtime here, a first down blitz.
You know you can get burned on it big time if they pick it up. But in this situation, they brought the blitz, put some pressure on the QB, and he wasn't able to complete a pass downfield.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Third and long for Winston. Open man has got it. It's complete. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
Now Winston. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Jameis to throw it. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And they'll run it here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. Well, right now, every little bit of yardage helps. So they're obviously well within his range. It's just about keeping the football and getting in the right spot.
Know your kicker. Get, as you mentioned, get it to the right spot, the place that he wants to kick it from. And if you do decide to throw the football, it either goes to your team or no one. It's the only kind of throw you make.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described.
And he is in for the score! And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Now, partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Bucs, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they fall for the first time this season after 6 wins to start the campaign. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.